Hello and welcome to another episode of AutoBuddy, and I'm your host Roshan. It is now widely known that the auto industry in India is going through a rather difficult time. While there are a slew of new car launches and yes, sales have picked up for some, it's a rather short-lived celebration. The problems for the industry are much larger and deeper, but it's something no one wants to talk about. According to a Bloomberg report quoting Toyota Vice Chairman Shekhar Vishwanathan, Toyota said it is unlikely to expand its business in India because of the country's high tax regime, which is making cars increasingly unaffordable. Vishwanathan said that this has hampered sales as customers were unable to pay high prices for cars. GST and other taxes on cars account for nearly 43% of the car's price, and this can go up to nearly 50% for cars and especially SUVs with bigger engines. The company has discontinued popular models like the Etios sedan and the Etios Lever hatchback and has instead ventured into taking models from Maruti Suzuki, rebadging them and selling them as Toyotas. The Maruti Baleno is sold as the Toyota Glanza, the Vitara Brezza will be the new urban cruiser, and it will also take the Ertiga from Maruti soon. Toyota equated the government's taxation on cars like drugs or liquor. The moment consumption goes up, taxes go up. Toyota's rant was, however, quickly swept under the carpet after Prakash Javadekar, the Ministry for Heavy Industries, took to Twitter to say that the news of Toyota stopping investing in India is incorrect. The company is looking at first reaching its capacity from its two plants, which is 310,000 units. It's currently using just about half that. Toyota India's MD Masakazu Yoshimura said the company is planning to invest over 2,000 crores in India in the coming years on technology and electrification. Toyota's rant is not unfounded. And while the COVID pandemic has made things worse, the trouble for the industry started much before that, owing to economic factors over the past few years in the country, as well as a sudden shift in emission norms from BS4 to BS6, which is pushing up prices. Post-COVID, the drop in sales is going to be even more, from 25 to 45% according to various analysts. That will set the industry back nearly 10 years in terms of total volumes. It's not easy for car companies to do business in India. While the population may be the second largest in the world, the density of cars is only about 30 per thousand individuals. And only about 11% of the population can really afford one. The figure is much higher for two-wheelers though. This has led companies like General Motors to pull out of domestic operations, and brands like Fiat discontinuing models, and Toyota and even Ford are tying up with other car makers like Maruti and Mahindra respectively. Going forward, there are three trends that will emerge. At the lower price segment, consumers may opt for a two-wheeler for transport or a small car instead of a larger one. And used car sales are likely to increase as customers look for personal transport over public transport options during the pandemic. So, from a car maker's point of view, what Toyota said initially actually makes sense. There is no point expanding until you meet your existing capacity.